Hello, my class. I have a new book to read to you. It's called A Box for Jairo. It's written and the photos are taken by Mr. Mayr. Mr. Mayr works for an organization called ADRA, which is a development and relief organization that is part of the Adventist Church. And what they do is provide support to people and families and communities all in many different countries around the world who need support with having a safe and healthy life. That includes clean drinking water, clean, healthy food, skills to learn to support their families, many different ways that ADRA organizes and brings help to people who need it. Now, a little bit about Mr. Mayr. He is a husband and a dad, and he believes very strongly that helping and caring for others is a way to show our love for God. And he teaches that to his kids as well. To tell you a little bit about Jairo, this happy little boy lives in Colombia. Colombia is a country in the continent of South America. And he, at the beginning of this story, is getting ready to start a new school year. And he receives a special gift. Now remember, we're learning about sharing with others. And the important thing to remember is whether we share with somebody we know or somebody we don't know, we are sharing God's love. And God gets the glory for the gift. And by the look on Jairo's face, he's very happy about something. So shall we find out? All right, here we go. A box for Jairo. The little town of El Carmen de Bolivar, nestled in a valley near the mountains of Mayr in northern Colombia, was as busy as it could be. Near the tall yellow bell tower, some people walked to the market, while others rode bicycles and noisy motorcycles. One warm and muggy day, a box arrived for Jairo, a boy who lived in the village. Other boxes just like it had been delivered to children all around the village. Many of these children had escaped with their families from the countryside during a long and terrible war. A man helping these children picked up the box, tucked it under his arm, and walked across the village toward the boy's house. At the market, the man with the box passed the wooden tables stacked with beautiful fresh fruit that had been brought in from farms in the nearby hills. It all looked delicious. Manzanas, naranjas, uvas, the men shouted as they tried to sell all their apples, oranges, and grapes. On another street, a milkman on horseback stopped in front of a house. He scooped a pitcher of fresh milk from a heavy metal can and gave it to an elderly woman standing at the door. As he walked across the village, the man with the box passed a dog sitting on a sidewalk of red tiles. The dog rested its paws on the cool surface of the ground. This was a quiet place to sleep, far from the market and the busy main street. The man carried the box up a sloping street lined with many trees. He stopped in front of a white house. He knocked on the door and left the box with Jairo's mother. She placed the box on a table inside the house. What could be inside the box? "This is for you," Mom said when Jairo came in the door. "For me?" Jairo asked. "Some very thoughtful people sent this box to help you in school. Open it." He couldn't wait. So many things, he said as he opened the box. His sisters, Eva and Adriana, came to look. Inside, he found colored pencils, scissors, crayons, notebooks, a set of watercolor paints, a pencil sharpener, an eraser, a drawing pad, a ruler, and a bottle of glue. What a wonderful gift! Now I can draw everything I want, Jairo thought. I'll paint a new house, big mountains, and a sky with blue clouds. Jairo was happy knowing that people he had never met before could be so kind. Imagine them giving him new school supplies without even knowing his name. He wanted to thank them, but he didn't know how. "You must take good care of your new supplies," said Mom. She took the calendar down from the wall and turned the page to the month of January. "Here," she said. She pointed to the number 25. "School starts here. Until then, you must keep your supplies somewhere safe so you don't lose them." Jairo went to his room and found a small pencil holder he had made using craft sticks and glue. First, he put the scissors inside, then the eraser, and finally the pencils. "I will leave my supplies here by my bed until the day I return to school," he thought. "I can't wait to go back now." That night, Jairo fell asleep holding his new gifts close to him. He hadn't felt this happy in a long time. In his sleep, he dreamed of his old home in the hills before the war and the fighting had destroyed everything that was beautiful. The countryside with the colorful butterflies and trees, the families, and the peace that had always existed. Early in the morning, when the sunlight filled his bedroom, he remembered his dream. "I'll draw everything I saw," he said. He found his new crayons and placed a new sheet of paper on the bed. Jairo loved to color. With a red crayon, he drew red apples on a tree. With blue, he drew puffy clouds. He saved yellow to draw the sun and a house, black to draw the birds in the sky, and green and brown to draw the palm trees. Using orange, he traced the wings of a butterfly. The next day, he played all morning. He made roads with the pencils, a small tower with the crayon box and the bottle of glue, and a bridge with the ruler and the case of watercolor paints. It was lots of fun to use the new school supplies even before school began. In the afternoon, Jairo's best friend, Omaris, came to visit him. They had known each other from the time they lived in the hills, long before the war. Now they were neighbors again. "Let's play Ludo," she said. Jairo brought out the game, and his sister Adriana sat with them to play. "6 plus 4 is 10, said Jairo, reading the numbers on the number cubes. The higher the numbers he got, the faster he would reach the center of the board and win. They played for hours. Sometimes Jairo won, sometimes Omaris won. It didn't matter to them, though, who won or lost, because they were playing together as friends. When water was delivered a few days later, Jairo quickly helped Mom carry the large jerry cans to the backyard. Jairo's house didn't have sinks and faucets with running water. This was the only way to have enough water to wash dishes, cook food and take a bath. Jairo also looked after his niece, Sarai. She was very young, just 22 days old. Sitting with her in a hammock, he couldn't wait to teach her so many new things as she grew up. Another day, Jairo helped his mother in the kitchen. He knew this would make her happy. He peeled green plantains to make fried patacones while she prepared rice. After meals, he collected the dirty dishes from the table. In the backyard, he washed them in soapy water, rinsed them, and then placed them side by side in a drying rack. During the next several weeks, Jairo was so busy helping at home and enjoying his vacation that he didn't notice that school was about to start the next day. Mom pulled the calendar from the wall again. "You must get ready. School begins tomorrow," she said. "It will be a long day." Omaris arrived early the next morning to walk with Jairo to school. "Let's go or we'll be late," she said. But Jairo had a surprise for her. "I want to show you something," he said. He had been waiting for this moment. Jairo opened his backpack and showed Omaris all the school supplies he had received weeks ago. "Some really kind people sent these to me," he said. "I'm so excited. School will be fun." But when he said this, he saw that Omaris looked somewhat sad. "What a nice gift this is," she said. "You're lucky." "I want you to have these," he said. "I can't think of a better way to thank those people who thought of me first." Omaris knew how important this gift was because Jairo had shared what little he had with her. She smiled and smiled and smiled. "Let's go, we'll be late," said Jairo, putting the rest of his things into his backpack. "We don't want to be late to school," he said as he closed the door. "It's going to be a fun day." The end.